Okay, now in this video we are going to discuss about capex and opex, which is also known as capital expenditure and operational expenditure. Now this is very important in context of Microsoft Azure AZ900. Now let's start with a very simple example to understand this thing. Consider you wish to move to New York. You can either build yourself build a new home for yourself, or you can rent a home. Now, I'm not going to judge you based on how much money you have, but we understand what are the complexity we have when we have to build a new home anywhere, not just in New York, and what are the advantages we get when we have to rent a new home. So like, let's say if I have to build a new home, I have to own the land, then the local taxes, whatever those are, okay, I have to bear them. Then I have electricity, I have water, I have there are so many things I have to worry about. There are so many things I have to worry about upfront without even without even laying a first brick. Okay, without even laying a first brick. But when I talk about renting a home, I just have to worry about rent. I have to worry about the electricity, basically I should say utility, and everything else, the taxes or whatever that is borne by the owner of that particular property. Now, how this is relevant to our capex and opex? Well, let's try to understand. When we talk about the capital expenditure, or in terms of capex, the upfront cost you pay to get started. So like, let's say if you're trying to start your company and you want to get started with it, you have to worry about buying the server, storage, bandwidth, hiring the IT team, disaster recovery, space, so like wherever you're going to store your servers, electricity, and the cooling technology, or like the cooling mechanism. These are few things which I'm telling you that you have to buy even before you get started. Okay, these things you have to buy even before you get started. So this is a capital expenditure which you have to spend to get started, to just get started, not even going public. Okay, now you can only let go handful amount of things. Okay, so like, let's say if you decided to go back and if you want to stop, so you can only let go handful things, because other things which you have bought physically, they cannot, like, you cannot return them. Okay, you cannot get your money back if you decide to stop. Now, if you decided to stop, that you don't want to go ahead with this particular thing, or you want to change something, it's not possible for you to get your money back. But if we talk about in terms of operational expenditure, in terms of cloud, well, this is like the cloud billing you have to worry about. You have to worry about the software licensing, the training of your team, and the cloud support if you're going to take that. Apart from that, you don't have to worry about that, and that is the operational expenditure you have to go forward. So like, this is something after getting started. So once you have created your infrastructure, now these are the things you have to worry about. So like, these are the operational expenses which cannot be mitigated. But you don't have to worry about the cooling, you don't have to worry about the IT team, you don't have to worry about the renting of the space, you don't have to worry about the electricity or the various utilities. Now, this can be controlled and can be reduced to minimum cost. I'm not going to say it can be reduced to zero, because again, if you're operating, it cannot be zero, but yes, it can be minimized. Secondly, once you stop the service, you no longer have to pay for it. So in the capital expenditure, once you have spent or invested your money, you cannot get back that money. But in the operational expenditure, of course, if you have invested your money, you cannot get back that money, but after that, you don't have to pay for it. So like, let's say if you decided, I don't want to use these 5 virtual machines, I no longer wish to use those virtual machines or the servers, I don't have to pay for them. I don't have to pay for them from the next hours, or I should say from even the next second. So this is the difference between operational expenditure and capital expenditure.